It's time for a TBR jar. You keep thinking that there's treats in here, huh? You want some treats? We don't have any treats yet. There's no treat. Oh, he was trying to paw at it. Look. You want paw? Paw, paw. You're so cute. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Liz Loves Books. Today I'm going to be bringing you my August TBR feat, the TBR jar. And Rascal. Are you going to pick out a book for me? Before we start to pick from our TBR jar, I'm just going to talk about one book that I know that I will be reading in August, and that is Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. These are our beautiful new Shred published editions. And I have just been wanting to get to this. It is a romantic suspense series. I've been hearing amazing things just from so many people on YouTube and Instagram that I am getting FOMO, and so I want to read it, and I feel like it fits well for summer. Since August is really the last summer month, I figured I would pick this one. So it says, "The scowl should have been my first clue to stay far away from Anson Hunt. The sexy smirk and the fact that he's my brother's best friend. Reasons 2 and 3. Not to mention he's a new contractor working on my house. He's everything I'm not, grumpy, rude, and more than a little attached to his solitude. It doesn't matter how many times I try to kill him with kindness, the man simply won't crack. Until he sees me shatter." So, a romance, grumpy sunshine dynamic, forced proximity. There is going to be some type of like mystery plot line. And now it's time for the TBR jar. Maybe I should come up with a song for it. It would be awful because I'm not clever. Anyway, let's grab our first prompt here. Ooh, we have orange cover. I do not have that many books that are orange. So let's take a look-see at my shelves and figure out what I'm going to read. Shelves, and I narrowed it down to 4 different books, and then from there I ended up picking Zara, Guardians of the Dawn by S.J. Jones. This was on, I believe, my June TBR, and I didn't get to it. And as you can see, it has a lot of orange. It is a Asian-inspired fantasy, a YA series, I believe. So I kind of want to have a variety of genres and age ranges in my TBR this month, because I think that is what caused me to kind of slump a little bit in July, was too much similarity. So it says, "Magic flickers, love flames, chaos reigns. They say that when the world is out of balance, the Guardians of Dawn are reborn." Jin Zara's life was already full with appeasing her stepmother's cruel whims, looking after her blind younger sister, and keeping her magic secret from those who would kill her for it. But when a mysterious plague starts transforming magicians into monsters, Zara joins a secret magical liberation society called the Guardians of Dawn, and her life becomes entwined with an easily flustered young man named Han, who has secrets of his own. So I think this one's going to be a really unique storyline. I have heard that, like, if you loved Avatar: The Last Airbender, then this book series is for you. I'm excited to get into it. And also, a moment for the cover. Beautiful. Let's pick our next prompt. A romance. Okay. That one is going to be, because it's so simple and I have so many romances. So I think what we'll do is we'll save that one to the end and we'll pull another one just so I can try to have my options narrowed down. Continue a series. Again, I have so many books. Well, we have starts in series here for my 2 books that I picked already. Ooh, nope. I know what I'm going to read for continue a series. I am going to be reading Broken by Daylight by Elizabeth Helen. That is the 4th book in the Beasts of the Briar series. I have been holding off on reading it. 1, because it's the longest. 2, because I have to wait till March of next year to read the 5th book. But I've been worried about like a slump, and I've been kind of slumpy, so I think reading one of my favorite series will be the perfect idea. So we're going to put Broken by Daylight on my TBR for continue a series. And we still have a romance to pick. So I've got 3 on my TBR so far, plus this one, so that's 4. So I think we'll pick at least 2 more. A fantasy romance. Okay, lots of options there. So, Broken by Daylight is a fantasy romance. Zara is a YA fantasy. Fragile Sanctuary is a romantic suspense, and then I'll have another romance. So, this next book, I'm hoping... Well, a blindfold pick. Well, I can't quite do like a full-on blindfold because these are all turned around anyway, and I know that they're organized by author last name, so I kind of know where they are. So I think we'll just do maybe like a random number generator from my TBR on my reading tracker that's online. Let's do that. The TBR jar is giving me variety like I wanted. I had blindfold pick, and so I just did a random number generator of my shelves, and I got number 30. And that was a 3rd book in a series. So I went to the first book, and I'm going to be reading Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is a sci-fi fantasy. And I've been so scared to read this, but I'm really excited. So this is going to be like fantasy, but like it's like in space or something, I think, and like on Mars. So we're going to add Red Rising to our TBR. I've heard so many good things about this. And I mean, I know I'm engaged, I know, but look at him. He's a cutie patootie. Anyway, I follow him on Instagram, and his Instagram stories are fun. And he's cute to look at. And he's, I've heard, an amazing writer. So we're going to read Red Rising. And the description is very short and sweet. It says, his wife taken, his people enslaved, driven by a longing for justice and the memory of lost love, Darrow will stop at nothing to bring down his enemies, even if he must become one of them to do so. For the first time, Red will rise. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Can it be August already? And I feel like 6 is a good amount. And Rascal needs to go to the bathroom, so hold on one moment. Okay, I picked my last 2 books. So we had romance. And I'm going to put Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young on my TBR. I bought it to read in July for Disability Pride Month, and I haven't gotten to it, and there's only a few days left of July, and I'm reading 2 other books right now, so I know I won't get to it. So I figured I'd put it on to my August TBR because I've been very intrigued to get to it. It says, a hot one-night stand and an unexpected pregnancy lead a young woman to someone she could depend on. Winifred Wynne McNulty has always been wildly independent and not one to be coddled for her limb difference. Wynne has spent most of her life trying to prove that she could do it all on her own. With some minor adjustments, she's done just fine. Hooking up at a costume party with the incredibly charming Beau changes everything. Wynne finds herself pregnant and decides to keep the baby. While Beau is surprisingly elated to step up to the plate, Wynne is unsure whether she can handle this new challenge. Together, Wynne and Beau decide to get to know each other as friends and nothing more while they embark on this parenting journey together. But as they both should know by now, life rarely goes according to plan. And then I needed a fantasy romance. And because I'm trying to have variety with my TBR this month, I figured I'd stay away from your typical fantasy romance because I already have that with Broken by Daylight, which is The Wren in the Holly Library by K.A. Lind. And this, from what I looked at the end pages specifically and the description, it is an urban fantasy romance. It takes place in New York City, in our world. And it says, can you love the dark when you know what it hides? Some things aren't supposed to exist outside of our imagination. 13 years ago, monsters emerged from the shadows and plunged Kierce's world into a cataclysmic war of near-total destruction. The New York City she knows so well collapsed practically overnight. In the wake of that carnage, the Monster Treaty was created, a truce of sorts. But tonight, Kierce, a gifted and fearless thief, will break that treaty. She'll enter the Holly Library, not knowing it's the home of a monster. He's charming, quietly alluring, terrifying. But he knows talent when he sees it. It's just a matter of finding her price. Now she's locked into a dangerous bargain with a creature unlike any other. She'll sacrifice her freedom. She'll offer her skills. Together, they'll put their own futures at risk. But he's been playing a game across centuries, and once she joins in, there will be no escape. Books on my August TBR, including Broken by Daylight, because I have my special edition, so I figured I would put it all here. So we've got Out on a Limb for romance, Fragile Sanctuary, just as like my little mood read, I wanted to read it, Red Rising as my blindfold pick, Zara, Guardians of the Dawn as, my orange cover, Broken by Daylight by Elizabeth Helen as, I don't remember what the prompt was, and The Red in the Holly Library by K.A. Lind as my fantasy romance. So I think this is an excellent variety of books. We've got some, and I am excited to get to all of these. And I will let you know what I think about them in my August wrap up. And if you guys enjoyed, please like and subscribe to get more content from me. And comment below if you've read any of these books and if you enjoyed them or didn't enjoy them. I'd love to hear your opinions. And I will see you guys in my next video soon. Bye, guys.